Ready for sleep? This is one of the most photographed and one of the most visited beaches in all of Indonesia. A lot of people find it really hard and they turn back. So things you do in this life for a good view, a lot harder than I anticipated. It's the most brutal hike and descent in my entire life. One wrong step and you're gone, you know? Ireland is now essentially cursed by its own beauty. Yes, I recognize that by being here, I'm also part of the problem. Highly controversial development. Look at that color. To be luck. 2 kilos. How many kilos did you lose today? The largest race in the whole world. No one actually knows exactly why this spot was given an Aussie name, but the collapse of a limestone cave. It has this dramatic feel to it. I hope there aren't any snakes around here. There's a manta ray right there. That beauty doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Good morning, guys. So today is a bittersweet day for us. We are leaving Ubud, and in fact we are leaving Bali and are heading to Nusa Penida. Yes, we're very excited to see this beautiful island. We've never been, it's our first time. And yeah, we can't wait to see those beautiful beaches, the cliffs, the nature. But we are also very sad because Ubud is like our second home now, and every time we leave, we have this nostalgic feeling. So yeah, there was so much more that I wanted to see and do, but you just can't do it all in just a few days. So at least we have a reason to come back. So we're currently at the Sanur port. This is the port from which our ferry will depart. And the tickets cost us around $37 and that's for the two of us return. So it's pretty good, not too bad. We left Ubud this morning at around 7 a.m. and it took us about an hour to get here, and we just took a Grab taxi, which cost us $13. But yes, we're very excited. It's a bit cloudy today, so I'm hoping it doesn't start raining. But this island's been on our list for so long, and somehow every time we came to Bali, we just never made it there. So today's the day. Now we've already checked in, and we're currently waiting to board the ferry. We still have about another half hour to go, and Mihai is just waiting here with our luggage. You look sleepy.
Yes, but I'm excited to see something new.
Oh, yes, me too. I can't wait. I hope it doesn't rain though.
Nah, I think it's okay.
It's okay, you think?
Yes.
So there were a lot of people this morning when we got here, but a lot of them have now left for their ferries, so it's not too bad. And you get all these cafes and little shops where you can have a coffee while you wait. And we have arrived. And just have a look at these cute cottages. Isn't that just the cutest little house? Oh, Mihai is already up there. Wow,
Our new home.
looks stunning. Ah. So I'll start with the view first. We got this beautiful green lush forest right in front of us, and there's even a temple somewhere up there. I don't know if you can see in the distance. So the view is absolutely stunning. But wow, I'm impressed. Like, it looked good in the photos, but I think it exceeded my expectations in reality. Very cute. We have this small balcony with a lovely sitting area. I can already picture myself having coffee in the morning with a stunning view. So the exterior really got us excited. Let's hope the inside is just as good. Ooh, quite spacious, very spacious. Can we turn on the lights somewhere?
Yep. Looks amazing.
Yeah, the bed looks absolutely huge. Looks quite comfortable. We got 2 towels, a little sitting area over here, nice painting, and of course we have an air conditioner, the main thing for us because it's really, really hot. I must say the smell is really, really pleasant in the room. Smells nice and fresh in here. Looks very clean. Ready for sleep? And then over here we have the bathroom. Oh wow, very spacious as well. Really clean as well, it's spotless. Have the shower, the toilet, nice sink with a mirror. I'm impressed, yeah, much better than it looked in the photos even. I mean, it looked really good in the photos, but yes, much better than I expected even.
It's so clean.
Yes, it's very, very clean, spotless. And you'll be shocked how much we paid for it.
Yes.
Oh, and we have a guest. Hello. Hello, buddy. Hello. How are you? Oh, he's so cute. Are you gonna be our new friend? Yes? Whew. Wow. Yeah, I can't get over the view. Oh, and yes, they also provided us with 2 bottles of drinking water, so a nice little touch. Alright, so far we're very impressed. The island already looks stunning, very green over here, just like in Bali. But yeah, this place is amazing, and we only paid $13 per night. Now that's an amazing deal, probably the best value for money we ever got. And we'll be spending 7 nights here. So for the rest of the day, I think we'll just take it easy, relax, get into the mood of the island, see what it's like, and then from tomorrow we'll start exploring. Good morning, everyone. So it is the next day. We woke up really early once again, and that's because we're heading to one of the most beautiful and iconic beaches in all of Indonesia, but also in the whole world. So because it is so famous, we wanted to beat the crowds, and we got up really early. Now we've already had our morning coffee, but just before heading out, I thought I would show you the view that we get over here, something that I didn't actually realize when we came yesterday. So as we walk down, right here, we have a beautiful view of Mount Agung in Bali, Bali's most sacred volcano. And when we came yesterday, I didn't actually realize that we can see it from here because it was all covered in the clouds. And this morning when we got up, it was such a nice surprise. I thought I would show you before we go. And it's a shame because it looks so much smaller on camera, but in reality it's huge. You can see it from here better than you can see it from Ubud, I would say. And wow, what an epic image. The only thing is that we have that tree over there covering it, so when we sit up there having our coffee, we can't actually see it. Good morning. Ready to go? Yeah, so if it wasn't for the tree, we could actually see the mountain, but still beautiful. Only a few steps down to go and you get to enjoy it. So what a lovely surprise this morning. Now once again we hired a scooter, and this one was 100,000 per day. It was the only option really for us apart from hiring a driver, but with a driver you do get less freedom, so this was the best option for us. Apart from that, public transport is pretty much non-existent here. So yeah, I think this is the only option we had left. got here, and I have to say that was probably the most stressful drive in our lives. The roads here, just insane. They're full of deep potholes and large pebbles, and it was just so difficult to drive. They're very narrow, and you have oncoming traffic. You have these cars that will essentially push you into the potholes. Wow, you really have to be experienced to ride here, and I'll have to say that riding a scooter in Bali was just a walk in the park compared to here. Yeah, it was really difficult, and I would even say dangerous. So something we didn't anticipate given how Bali is. But yeah, over here, all the roads, and especially coming here to one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, you'd think that the roads would be good and well arranged for tourists, but that wasn't the case. It was just really bad. Now we had to pay for parking. It was 5,000 per motorcycle. I think if you come by car, it's slightly more expensive. I think it's 10,000. And I'm not sure whether we'll have to pay an additional entry fee. We'll see. And welcome to Kelingking Beach. Wow,
It's a little bit dark.
that is insane. It looks even better in real life than in the photos. What an image. So Kelingking Beach is located on the southwestern coast of Nusa Penida, and the name itself means pinky finger in Indonesian, although tourists have named this place T-Rex head because it looks like the head of a T-Rex, or the tail of a whale when you see it from above. Yes, I can definitely see what they're talking about. Oh, it's a bit dark at the moment, so the beach is in the shade, and that obviously affects the color of the water. So when you get the sun, the water looks much nicer, but still beautiful nonetheless. What an epic image. Wow. This is one of the most photographed and one of the most visited beaches in all of Indonesia. These are probably the luckiest monkeys alive to have such a view every day. Now we'll attempt to descend down the beach. I heard this is one of the most difficult descents, and I can already see why. The steps are really steep, and it will take us about 30 to 40 minutes to get to the beach. A lot of people find it really hard and they turn back, so we'll see if that happens to us. But yes, so far it's really steep in here. Fascinating views all around, everywhere you look. Just endless blues and these amazing cliffs. It's good that we came early, but there are still a lot of people even at this hour. So I can imagine it will only get worse. But at least we don't have the heat of the sun. So that's good. We get a light breeze, which makes it a lot easier. But yes, the way down is very treacherous. So far we've had steps, but now I can see that that's ending. Just look at that. Wow, how are we gonna go down through something like this? Just look at that. Whew. Yes, definitely not for the faint-hearted, I'll say. Whew, I'm sweating. Yes, this is a lot harder than I anticipated. It's really treacherous, and you can fall anytime. Now, when this path first was discovered, there were no wooden rails or anything, so it was a lot more dangerous. But even now, whew, yes, you have to be really fit to do this trek. It's insane. Now you can see the steps have already ended. No more steps, just these huge stones. And I can imagine that when it rains, they can be very slippery as well. The things you do in this life for a good view and a photo. Yes, I'm sweating too. The beach appears to be much closer now, but I have a feeling that's just an illusion. We still have a bit to go.
I feel cold. I feel cold inside myself.
We made it. That was the most brutal hike and descent in my entire life. Wow, I really underestimated it, but it was just brutal. It's really, really steep, and the last bit that I showed you was the easy part. After that, you just had to hold on for your life. One wrong step and you're gone, you know? It was really, really difficult, and now I can understand why so many turn back. And at one point, I was contemplating it too. But then, knowing myself, yeah, that wouldn't be an option. Jokes aside, it was really, really difficult. So if you come, you have to be prepared for a really, really difficult descent. But look at this beach. Wow, this is the reward. And you may think that the color doesn't look that great at this hour, but look, I'm so glad that the sun's not out yet. I'm soaking. It's so hot. And the water's just pouring down on me. So I'm just really glad that we have a bit of shade right now. But yes, when the sun's out, the color is very different. But just look how beautiful. And if it wasn't for those wooden railings, I don't know how we would have gone down. It was so, so difficult. And just to think that when this place was first discovered, you didn't have that comfort. So I don't know how people were descending down here. I imagine there must have been quite a few accidents here. And it's not to be taken lightly. It really, really is dangerous. And as I said, you place one foot wrong and you just go down. And yeah, it could be fatal. This beautiful, soft, golden sand and the sound of the waves crashing. It's magical. Feels so wild in here. Now, this beach may look stunning, but it's not actually suitable for swimming. You do have big waves and currents, so it's not recommended. And my understanding is that there have been people who have drowned here. So if you do come, this is not a suitable place to swim. Just admire the place. Now, this beach remained largely unknown until around 2015, 2016. Once drone shots became available and Instagram posts became viral, this whole island just exploded with tourism. And unfortunately, because of that, just like many other places in the world, this island is now essentially cursed by its own beauty. It is estimated that around 1,500 to 4,000 tourists enter the island every single day. And that is huge when you compare to even the population of the island, which is around 50,000 people. And on peak days, the number of tourists can even exceed around 15% of the entire island's population in just a single day. So essentially, that's like 1 in every 6 or 7 people on the island you see is a visitor and not a local. You may think that that's not a lot, but when you think about it, the island is much smaller than Bali. So Nusa Penida has a surface area of about 200 square kilometers. And just to put that in perspective, if you look at Bali, which is close to 6,000 square kilometers, Nusa Penida is only about 3.5% the size of Bali. And just from that perspective alone, you can see how much impact tourism has on the island. The surge in visitors has also led to erosion, trash accumulation, and huge pressure on the already fragile ecosystem. So it's really, really heartbreaking to see just loads of trash, even on the descent down and here on the beach as well. It's so, so sad to see such a beautiful wild place and essentially a gift from our planet, from nature itself. And we just don't take care of it because I've seen so many plastic bottles everywhere. And it's just getting worse and worse. And unfortunately, the infrastructure that the island has just can't cope with this huge pressure, and it's just so, so difficult to keep this island clean. So I just want to say that, yes, I recognize that by being here, I'm also part of the problem. And ultimately, we all want to come and see these beautiful paradises, but at the same time, we have to realize that it's our responsibility to help in every way possible. So if you're visiting, one of the best things you can do is bring your own bottle. Use a reusable bottle. Say no to plastic bags and take your trash with you when you leave. Just small changes, but they really do help and they can really make a difference. Now, what I also personally find really concerning is the construction of this glass elevator. So it's a new project, highly controversial development, and it's an initiative that aims to install a 182-meter high glass elevator on the cliffside, which is meant to provide tourists with direct access from above down to the beach below. And now, while a lot of proponents argue that this will enhance accessibility and safety, there is huge concern regarding environmental and cultural impacts. I can already see how this project and this elevator will make this beach so much more commercial, and there will be a lot more pollution than there already is. So it's really concerning to see. And you can see how the construction could damage the already fragile cliffside and lead to overdevelopment. So to me, that's a real threat to the natural beauty of the area. And it just won't be the same. This beach, as you see it right now, it will never be the same once this elevator is built. And you can imagine that once this beach becomes easier to access, it will just be overcrowded and you'll put even more strain on local resources and even more trash will be here. So unless they do something about it to address issues like rubbish and overcrowding, this pristine beach will just be gone, you know? So yeah, I don't know what to say. It's really, really concerning. It's also done by a Chinese developer. So it's questionable how much this will actually benefit the locals and how much money will actually exit the country. So maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good idea that they'll have this elevator and people will be able to come to this beach more easily? Or do you think that this will totally destroy the beauty of the area? All right, guys, we're about to leave now. And just before we leave, I have to show you the color of the water now. Just look at this. Very different from this morning. Look at that color. Sensational. What a dream. I can see why this beach ranks consistently as one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It's just ethereal.
I feel cold.
right, we're about to head back up. I don't even want to think what the ascending is going to be like.
Wish us luck.
Yes, please wish us luck. I hope we can make it. Oh, and now that the sun's up, I have a feeling it's going to be even harder than it was when we came down. And this is how it starts. We made it. Oh,
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
no words. It was actually a bit easier coming up, to my surprise. You had a lot more grip, but the hard part was the fact that there was traffic on the trail this time. So you had tens of people coming down the opposite direction. And of course, the
Traffic.
path is so narrow and steep. So we were all just holding on for our lives. We were like monkeys there. So yes, once again, was one of the most brutal hikes we've ever done. It turns out the reviews were correct after all. But just let me show you the view that you get at this hour now. This is the view right now. Just look at the color of the water at this hour. It looks stunning. Very different to how it was this morning. And we have monkeys visiting us as well. I must say they are much better behaved than the ones at the monkey forest. But just look at that insane view. It was 100% worth going down and back up. And I don't know about you, but this beach reminds me so much of Navagio Beach on Zakynthos Island in Greece. We were there about 6 years ago and it looks incredibly similar. Both are equally stunning. So I don't know which one's my favorite, but they're absolutely out of this world. You can see the crowds coming just now. A lot of people. I was actually quite surprised that there was no entrance fee. So only parking, which I mentioned in the beginning, was only 5,000. Was it worth it?
Yes. Good exercise.
Good exercise. So the other
Beautiful view. Very nice view.
so the other day when we went to the waterfall, you lost 2 kilos. How many kilos did you lose today?
3, 4.
10?
No, 4.
Oh, that was hard. We're going to go and have breakfast now. It's about 11 a.m. in the morning, but we're a bit hungry and I don't know about you, but I'm craving
No, really.
coffee.
Just I need water.
Water? Well, okay, I want water. Maybe a fresh coconut and coffee. All right, so we found a place to have breakfast. Unfortunately, they don't have coffee though. Well, they do. They have Balinese coffee, but no cappuccinos. And I was craving a cappuccino, but oh well, that's okay. We'll have to do without it. And we both decided to order 2 smoothie bowls. I decided to go for the dragon fruit with mango and granola, and Mihai went with the mango with strawberry and granola as well. Looks really good. What do you think?
I'm so happy now.
You're happy? We got our reward now. Look at this color. Can't get over the color. It's surreal. Wow. Just what I needed. So refreshing. So full of flavor. The fruit is just so fresh. So the bill came for 2 smoothie bowls. How much was it?
127,000.
127,000. So that's about close to $8 US. All right, so we had breakfast and I think we're gonna head to our little cottage before we go to our next destination. We still have a few places in mind for today. I don't know if we'll make it because we're so tired, but we'll do our best.
And I need shower.
Yes, I need a shower too. Yeah, so we'll go freshen up a little bit and we'll see you a bit later on. And after a little bit of rest, we feel fresh and we're ready to hit the road again. And after another stressful ride, we finally arrived at two beautiful spots here on the island, Angels Billabong and Broken Beach. Now we were hoping to catch the sunset this evening at this beach, so I hope we can have a beautiful one this evening. So it seems that we keep hitting records today. The most brutal hike in our lives and the bumpiest and craziest scooter ride in our lives. So how about that? Two records in one day. But check out this view. Ooh. And look at those rock formations at the bottom. Now obviously Nusa Penida is famous for its dramatic coastal cliffs and secret beaches and turquoise water, but you can just see how rough and rugged it feels over here. It's just so wild. Very different to Bali. It just seems so untouched. Nusa Penida is very famous for manta rays, and snorkeling tours are probably one of the most popular activities here on the island. Getting to swim with manta rays. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll have enough time to do that. And of course, it's not always guaranteed that you'll see them, but generally speaking, when you come to beaches like this, you do have a good chance of seeing them as well. So we're hoping we might see a few in the coming days as we explore the island. But yes, Nusa Penida is home to manta rays, the largest rays in the whole world. And we've arrived at Angel's Billabong, quite an impressive geological site with really unique limestone formations. Now what you are seeing here is a natural infinity pool formed in a rock formation right at the edge of the ocean. And when the tide is low, the water inside becomes calm and crystal clear. And you can often see these beautiful green and blue tones. Now this place is quite popular for swimming, but it can be quite dangerous, especially at high tide. Um, so at the moment, they've even closed it because of the danger of falling in. And once you fall, there's no way of getting out. Now, what's interesting is that the word Billabong is actually an Australian Aboriginal word meaning a stagnant pool of water left behind after a river changes course. So no one actually knows exactly why the spot was given an Aussie name, but it just adds this mystery, I guess. And I imagine that during low tide you can even see fish inside, and it's really beautiful. What can I say? I'd love to swim in here, but yeah, I can see the danger. It's very alluring for sure. I'm very curious if they've actually closed this permanently or just temporarily because of the high tide. It's a bit hard to tell. I don't see a sign saying anything, but it looks surreal.
No swimming today for us.
No,
No.
that's okay. We can swim somewhere else. We can admire the view. I'm happy with that. Now, I don't know about you, but for me personally, what impressed me the most were these beautiful limestone formations shaped by thousands or even millions of years of erosion from ocean waves. To me, they look even more impressive than the pool itself. Just look at this sharp, jagged texture. It's just unbelievable. Now, these shapes often form when acidic rainwater and seawater dissolve the soluble limestone, and this is what creates these crevices and holes and rugged surface. Just nature doing its thing and doing it beautifully. Now, as we walk along this path, I think we're approaching Broken Beach. I think they're supposed to be right next to each other. At least that's what it looked like on the map. And we have arrived at Broken Beach. Now, despite being called that, it's not an actual beach. Well, there is an actual beach there, but there's no way you can actually get down there. You can only view it from the top. But you can see it's this stunning natural cove, and it actually formed by the collapse of a limestone cave, creating this circular cliffside pool, which is connected to the ocean through a natural arc. But yes, there's no beach access. You can't go down to the water. You can't swim, obviously. But the view itself is mesmerizing. Look at that. Once again, very, very wild. Now, this natural rock bridge lets the tide flow in and out. And I think this is what creates such a dramatic visual. It's very peaceful and quiet here. It has this dramatic feel to it. I don't know if the camera can do it justice. I think Mihai will be able to get much better shots on his drone, and you'll be able to see just how wild and dramatic it looks. Now, this is in fact a 360-degree viewpoint, so you can actually walk the full circle around the cove. How cool is that? The sun is just starting to set, so we get this beautiful magical light coming through. You know, I used to think that broken meant ruined, but this place, wow, this place is just proof that broken can also mean breathtaking, and that beauty doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be real. And just to think that something as big as a cave had to collapse for this beauty to even emerge and exist for us to enjoy and admire today. Now, what's also interesting to note is that the Balinese have their own theory, or at least a legend, about the broken beach. Legend has it that the land collapsed as a form of spiritual punishment. In the story, a village once stood here, and the people had killed and eaten a sacred cow. The gods, angered by the disrespect, cursed the land and caused it to collapse, leaving behind this hauntingly beautiful reminder. Don't you just love it how every place in Bali seems to come with its own legend? It adds this mysterious layer to the landscape. Right, so we've come to the other side, and I suppose we're standing right on the arch, but because you can't really see anything, you can't tell. And yeah, the view itself was much more spectacular from the opposite side over there, so it doesn't really mean much when you're standing on the actual arch. But the sun is starting to set, so we're just looking for a spot to go and watch it. But really, apart from Broken Beach and Angel's Billabong, you really get to admire these surreal views right here. Stunning cliffs. I can even see something that looks like a cave right on that point, right there. Not sure if it's a cave or not, but it looks quite deep and dark, so it might be a cave. Something that I forgot to mention was the entrance fee. Well, it wasn't really a fee, it was just a parking fee, which again was 5,000, just like at Kelingking Beach, so quite affordable. But there's not many people here at all. Only a few at Angel's Billabong, but when we came here around Broken Beach, not so many. Now we're still looking for a spot to see the sunset. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Right here, right in front of us. Okay, it didn't take us that long to find it. It's actually right at the entrance where we came. Now it doesn't appear as though there's a specific spot for watching the sunset. It's all pretty wild in here. And I don't know if I have the courage to go through this tall grass. Mihai is a bit more adventurous. All right, I'll try. I hope there aren't any snakes around here. And look at these colorful flowers. How beautiful. Wow. There is a bit of a path here. Don't know if you can see, so that means that people do come here this way. It's a bit hidden. You have to find it. But it's truly spectacular to watch the sunset from here. Just look at that. So Mihai just found another spot a bit further down. So we're just following the path, really. Wow, what a beautiful scenery. And there's not a single soul here. We get this whole place to ourselves. I hope I'm not gonna regret this. Oh, and I think Mihai just spotted a manta ray. If I heard him right. Oh wow. There's a manta ray right there. We can see it. Oh, wow. Don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's right there, that point. Wow. What a surprise right at the end of the day. It's magical. I wish you could see how big it is. It would have been much more visible if it was daylight, but because it's quite dark, you can't really see it. You can barely just tell, especially on camera.
Wow.
I've never seen a manta ray before. This is the first time. It's probably really hard to tell, but there's an entire group of them, about 6 or 7 of them. Now, it's not the most spectacular sunset we've seen, but the fact that we just saw these manta rays, wow, I just have no words. Nusa Penida has welcomed us so warmly and with such a beautiful gift right from the very beginning. Alright guys, so the sun has set and we're gonna head home now. It's been a long day, but with so many surprises, both pleasant and some a little bit less pleasant. But look, so far, before we go, I'd like to share some of our first impressions. The island is really stunning. Its nature, its wilderness, it's just beyond incredible. Kelingking Beach was definitely one of the most beautiful beaches we have ever seen. Just spectacular scenery, quite unique. However, there were some parts that made us really sad to see the rubbish, all the littering in nature. The island is practically drowning with rubbish, and it was just so heartbreaking. The roads, again, the roads were just really dangerous. So many potholes. Yeah, at times I was really holding on to my seat, you know. I was really stressed out. Yeah, the island does need a bit of work. A lot of work needs to be done to their infrastructure, to their waste management. There's a long way to go, but as I said earlier in the video, we all have our part to play, and the best thing you can do is just be responsible when you come here. And as I said, pick up after yourself. Don't leave any trash. Use reusable bottles. Just do everything you can from your part, and with time that will make a difference. And if we all did the same, I'm sure it would have been so much easier for the locals as well to maintain this island, because as I said, this is such a small island, and I think this island wasn't prepared for such a boom in tourism so quickly. It just wasn't prepared, so it struggles to cope with the surge in visitors. Yeah, so these are just our first impressions. Apart from that, like I said, the entire island is a massive jungle. It's so green, so lush, uh, just what I love. It's just a pure pleasure to be walking around here and see all the beautiful flowers, the wildlife, and of course the beautiful manta rays that we've just seen. Wow, I think that's the highlight of the day, even more beautiful than the beach, than Kelingking Beach. So that really made our day, the manta rays. But yeah, over the next couple of days, we are planning to go and see another beautiful beach, Diamond Beach, it's called. Again, very popular beach, stunning views. So we're really excited about that. And we're also planning on seeing some other beautiful spots around the island. So I think we'll end this vlog right here. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to support us, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!